here yesterday.
Strikes. Glad you're with us this morning on D-Backs TV. A sunny afternoon on the south side of Chicago. Perdomo, 260 and 8 home runs. And it was Jerry who delivered a big 2-out RBI single in the 7th last night. Part of that 3-run inning and the Diamondbacks 4-1 win. He'll take a timeout.
Well, he got out of bed swinging that first pitch fastball, 94. He tried to jump all over to ambush him.
Perdomo has hit in 5 of his last 6 games on this trip. Fouled away, and it's 0-2. Burke is a big boy out there, 6'6", 240 pounds. He's 25 years old, and his manager, Will Venable, says it's all about the fastball. As Perdomo swings over the top of that one, and Teal, the rookie catcher, just does make the play, says Alex Tosi down there at first. That was awfully close. There's the youngster, Kyle Teal, back there. Well, they're going to challenge. It looked like he beat it out from up here.
Yeah, and Teal kind of slipped. He went over there to pick the ball up, and his feet got taken out from under him.
Arizona's challenging the outfield at first base.
There's Ron Culpa, the crew chief. Here's a look.
Watch him go for it here, and then there you see he went to grab it and feet.
We think we have our best look right here, our Y-Refi slow-mo angle, and yeah, that's not close.
After review, the call in the field is overturned and runner is safe. Arizona retains the challenge.
So here comes Ketel Marte after the events of last night.
Second baseman, number 4, Ketel Marte.
And our thanks and our congratulations to the White Sox for a congratulatory message posted on the video boards here in support of Ketel Marte. And that's a very classy gesture by the White Sox organization. It says the White Sox community supports Ketel Marte, and here he is.
Well, props to Alan Campbell and Torey Lovello, now are 13 of 19 on challenges.
And here are the scoreboards in the left and right field concourse areas. Our thanks and our congratulations. Tip of the cap to the White Sox. Very well done. Ketel fouls that one away. He has homered in 3 of his last 5 games, Ketel Marte. In the middle of all this, he's been on a tremendous hot streak. Up to 320 now and 15 home runs.
Yeah, you see his numbers there, 5 for 10. But on this road trip, 16 for 34.
He's had a big series and a big trip. Here's a check on Perdomo. Ketel in this series, 5 hits. He's homered twice and scored 3 times, and Arizona loves Ketel. Well, that's absolutely right. We want to thank all the Diamondback fans and baseball fans everywhere. The Diamondbacks Foundation has received donations in honor of Ketel's late mother. And we have received more than 150 online donations for baseball fans all across the country, totaling nearly $4,300 in honor of Ketel's mother's memory. And they keep coming in. So we want to thank baseball fans everywhere for their support. And if you would like to participate, fans are donating online, dbacks.com/donate. Select In Memory Of to donate to the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation in honor of Ketel Marte's late mother. And we congratulate and thank every fan who's participated there.
I think the outreach has been phenomenal. You could tell the love and support that he received from his teammates today. Got on the bus, a lot of hugs.
Yeah, he had a little fist bump for all of us going up the aisle in the bus on the way from the hotel here. And it just goes to show you that baseball fans do care. Baseball fans do get it right. There is the occasional bad apple, but the rest of them find a way to throw them out of the barrel. And that's where we are today, and we're glad to be here. 2-2 on Marte. Well, Burke, who is a fastball-reliant guy, coming at this at bat with changeups and curveballs, and Marte has worked the count full 3-2 with Pavin Smith on deck. Vargas holding Perdomo on the bag at first. There goes Jerry. Cattell, foul tip. That's a strikeout. Perdomo is in there safely with a stolen base. That's 12 for Jerry.
Perdomo picked a good pitch to run on a 3-2 breaking ball. Cattell just trying to foul that pitch off.
Teal was able to hang on to the foul tip and get the strikeout. So Burke has 1 out, a runner at second base, but 2 strikeouts so far. And here is Pavin Smith, who's the DH, batting third. Pavin just under 270. He's got 8 homers on the year, and has in fact homered 3 times in 6 games on the road trip. He singled in his last at bat last night. Perdomo at second with a 1 away. Diamondbacks have scored a first inning run in every game in this series so far. There's a strike, and it's 1-1.
Oh, we got a sign for you, Steve. See it in the background? Keep up the good work, Steve, it says.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, guys.
Did you hire that guy to come out and put the sandwich board up for you?
Cost me $20. And a sandwich. It's interesting, this approach from Burke, Gonzo, who's a fastball pitcher. It's change-up, sliders, and curveballs. The vast majority of pitches so far, trying to keep the Diamondbacks guessing up there. And there's a slider that's fouled away, so he's got a very sort of pitch backwards approach right here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times, too, you're the pitcher in the third game of a series. You've been watching the team on the other side of the field, how they swing the bat, and sees it's a very aggressive fastball team. So he's trying to switch up the routine on them.
And Burke, the rookie, they've been on him. Keep the fastball in the zone, attack with the fastball, but it's been a different take right here. Just missed away with that one. And it's strike 2. They have taken away the wild pitch, by the way, on that Perdomo play, and charged Kyle Teal with a pass ball. If you're scoring with us at home this morning, full count 3-2, back-to-back 3-2 counts for Burke. That's yours.
There it is.
So we've had 2 strikeouts, a pass ball, and a stolen base, and a 3-2 count on Pavin Smith.
I think one pattern we've seen from the Diamondbacks the last few games in the first inning, they've started to get the starter to work a little bit more. You know, usually we're a very aggressive team. These guys have been taking a little bit more pitches, fouling off some pitches, 15, 20. We've had the opening day start on the first day, throw 30 in the first.
It's wearing them down. Another 3-2 on the way. Well, he beat Pavin with a fastball that time as we get a look around the diamond at the White Sox defense.
Well, defensively, Josh Rojas getting
Good to see Josh Naylor back in the lineup in the cleanup spot. Perdomo still at second now with 2 outs. And Naylor cranks one high in the air. Way back to right field is Taylor, and it's gone. Josh Naylor sends one out of here, and the Diamondbacks strike first. Well, make it a 13-game hitting streak, and it looks like, Gonzo, that shoulder's feeling just fine, thanks.
feeling pretty good right now after that first swing.
Well, Naylor had noticed the way, I'm guessing here, that Burke had started all these batters out with breaking stuff. He got a curveball, and he crushed it.
Boy, he got a hanger right in the middle part of the plate. That was just a loud bang.
Diamondbacks 2 in the first on Monday. They got the Marte homer in the first last night. 2 in the first today. That's a Jumbo Jack. Free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box for the purchase of a large drink. Strike 1 to Gurriel.
100 miles an hour off the bat.
361 feet, the 10th of the year for Josh, who extends his hitting streak now to 13 games.
Nice start to the D-backs in this ball game. Well, and the key to that, too, was Perdomo hustling down the line to beat that strikeout.
Good point. This is slicing into the right center gap. Michael A. Taylor able to chase it down. And Gurriel is retired. A good start here on the south side. Josh Naylor back in the lineup. One swing and that's provided by Y-Refi. Right-hander Zach Gallen still leading the National League in walks. Zach's 5.60 ERA is second highest among all qualified Major League starters, Gonzo. Those are not the numbers we usually see in a Zach Gallen-type season.
Yeah, and really just trying to look for him to get back on track and be that number one role starter now that Corbin Burns is out. He's really got to step it up now. Erod has done his share. Now it's time for Zach Gallen to pitch like that true ace.
Mike Tauchman in the leadoff spot as the DH for the second consecutive game. Tauchman doubled in his final at bat last night. He was 1 for 4. That's been his only hit in the series. Zach Gallen and James McCann working together now. McCann behind the plate in his Diamondback debut. The former White Sox All-Star. Got the call there from Derek Thomas. Borderline fastball. And it's 1-2. James McCann, considered a very heady catcher, an excellent game caller, and handler of pitches. He was known as a very capable guy here when he caught for the White Sox. And most often called all the pitches for all the White Sox pitchers. So we'll see how he works with Zach today. Torey Lovullo says he'll be eyeballing it. Kind of curious to see how this works himself. That one is going to roll foul. Time now, Gonzo, for your Budweiser keys to the game.
Well, number one is going to be put the socks away. And, Bert, I'm not talking about in your dresser drawer. I'm talking about
suitcase full of laundry. So
we have a chance here to take the sweep. This is an opportunity here to take all 3 games. And my second key, no free passes from Zach Gallen. He's leading the National League in walks. Great opportunity for him. With McCann back there behind the plate, get on the same page, no walks.
And we talked about this last night. The White Sox, despite their last place standing right now, see a lot of pitches. They take a lot of walks as a club. Among the American League team leaders in bases on balls. Called strike 3. Gallen fooled him with a fastball, and there's one away. Trajan Wealth has a look at the White Sox lineup today, Gonzo.
Well, for me, I really like this guy in the two-hole, Chase Meadroth, the shortstop, young player. He's done pretty well out there offensively, and he swings a bat extremely well.
He has singled twice and walked in the series, the rookie shortstop. First pitch swinging, Gallen's got it, and Meadroth is retired. 2 outs in the first. Here comes Andrew Benintendi. A look around the diamond now at the D-back defense. And we talked about James McCann behind the plate making his Diamondback.
First time working together.
It was a nice pickup by the Diamondbacks to get McCann. Strike one to Benintendi as Gallen sneaks that knuckle curve through the back door. 235 at 8 homers. Benintendi walked, struck out last night. He was 1 for 3. Starts him off with a couple of curveballs. It is impressive to see where the Diamondbacks are, all things considered, with Corbin Burns done for the year of Tommy John surgery and Zach Gallen only 5 wins in 16 starts. They have found a way to tread water and are beginning to make a run, but Benintendi turns on that one, and that one is gone into the bullpen area out there. He was sitting on a fastball, it looked like, Gonzo, after 2 curveballs, and he was right on it.
Boy, he's a good fastball hitter, and he got a 93-mile-an-hour fastball up in the strike zone, saw it well, and jumped all over it there.
That's the 9th of the year for Benintendi, and Chicago cuts the lead in half.
Watch this location. Not even a strike. Just up, but enough for him to get the barrel to it. He beat him to it there, and it shot it out to right center field.
390 feet. 2-1 ball game. Here is the cleanup man, Miguel Vargas. That is the 18th home run allowed by Zach Gallen this season in his 17th start. And for the White Sox, that's only the 2nd run they've scored in this series. Chicago in the first 2 games managed a total of 1 run and just 8 hits. It's 2-0 on Vargas, who has been their most impactful hitter all year. Fastball by him on 2-0. But they have shut him down in this series. Vargas is 0 for 8. He has struck out 5 times and hit into a double play. Two and 2. Torey Lovullo told us this morning, Zach Gallen is our leader. He's our ace. We need him to just be himself and do Zach Gallen type stuff as they go for a 3-game sweep.
Well, his offense has been doing a great job getting him out to an early lead.
Well, the key is, and Torey was telling us as well, throw pitches with conviction and finish. Get ahead in counts. Put the ball on the plate. 3-2. Missed with that one. Couldn't get Vargas to offer that curveball, though. And again, Zach tries to get that swing and miss with that curveball. And we've seen, Gonzo, for quite some time now that hitters have sort of caught on. They're laying off that curveball.
Yeah, and sometimes he's so cerebral. He studies the game so much, preparing for his start, that he may try to overthrow some pitches, try to be too perfect. And I think that kind of hinders him sometimes.
The rookie catcher, Kyle Teal. And Vargas with a sneak attack is in at second.
Boy, it sure was. He was halfway down before Gallen even got that leg up. Seemed like he just got a great jump. Oh, look at that.
Well, he was halfway to second by the time the ball was released.
Yeah, there's nothing you could do there. He just caught Gallen kind of napping there, focusing on that next hitter.
Strike 1 to Teal. And there's strike 2 with a changeup. Teal is only 13 games into his major league career. He doubled and walked in his start behind the plate in Monday's game here. Up there with an 0-2 count. Kyle Teal, the 14th pick by the Red Sox in the first round of the 2023 draft out of the University of Virginia. He got here in December, part of the package the White Sox received in the Garrett Crochet trade. And that one is He's in the gap in left center. Vargas will score. Gallen gives the 2 runs right back, and we're all tied. That's Austin Slater coming across. Or Austin Slater is down there somewhere. Here comes. He's going to bat for Luis Robert Jr., who was in their original starting lineup. This is a very late change here by the White Sox. Here's a look at Teal's RBI knock.
Boy, just got that change up down, but got too much of the plate, the middle part of the plate.
Well, James McCann out there to have a talk with Zach Gallen as we get this from Jack in the Box.
We killed it with your new Munchie Meal, T-Pain. Pretty much, Jack.
Was the center fielder, but as his first at bat comes up here today, we see Austin Slater in his stead, so something's up with Luis Robert Jr. for the White Sox. Here is Slater, the former Giant, batting in his place. Slater singled in his start in left here Monday, 1 for 4. He flied out as a pinch hitter last night, his first year in Chicago, after bouncing all over the league last season.
Well, I'd like to be a fly on the wall to hear what that first conversation was when McCann went out there to talk to Gallen.
Well, McCann caught a no-hitter here with Lucas Giolito years back and called almost every single pitch. He is a very, very good, capable handler of pitchers. An excellent reputation here in Chicago for that kind of thing. 0-2. "23 pitches and counting for Zach Gallen, who had an early 2-0 lead. We're now tied up 2-2. And still going. Again, trying to get Chase with that curveball. Off the side of the mound, funny hop to Perdomo. Cattell covers to get the force. But the White Sox get the 2 runs back, and after 1 in Chicago. After Austin Slater hit for Luis Robert Jr., Slater now goes out to right. So not sure what's going on with Luis Robert Jr., but we'll try to find out for you. As Jake McCarthy starts us off in the second of a 2-2 ball game. Great to have Jake back up here, trying to get the bat going. Last night, his first Diamondback appearance since April 19th. Recalled from Reno when Corbin Carroll went on the injured list.
He did. He made some great catches last night. That robbing that home run just above the yellow line in right field, and then the other one, the running play right over his shoulder.
Former teammate Josh Rojas was halfway in at third on the grass, the third baseman, knowing how Jake McCarthy can bunt for a base hit, but now he backs off with an 0-2 count. And Jake check swing foul. Teal's having all kinds of issues back there, but he's made the most of that one. And Burke picks up his fourth strikeout. Here comes James McCann's first Diamondbacks at bat. Our progressive player profile, once a second-round pick by the Tigers back in 2011. An all-star here with the White Sox in 2019, where he caught 2 no-hitters for Chicago. One with the White Sox, one with the Mets. McCann signed to a major league deal on Monday. 35 years old, 11 seasons in the major leagues. His contract expired after last season with Baltimore. Signed a minor league deal with Atlanta near the end of March. He'd been hitting the ball well at AAA Gwinnett and was able to opt out of that minor league contract to sign with the Diamondbacks, and now here he is.
Well, I think he's adapted pretty well the last couple days, just being around the teammates there. So everyone seems to like him, and he gets along with everybody, talking to all the guys.
McCann spent his first 5 seasons in Detroit. Was an all-star here in Chicago. 2-year stops each with the Mets and the Orioles. And was hitting .305 in just over 40 games in the Braves minor league system. Slowly hits a short. Meidroth has it. And there's 2 outs in the second.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run today, you score free Jumbo Jack at Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. Of course, it's already happened.
Well, 20/20 hindsight.
Naylor.
Josh Naylor, a home run in the first, his 10th of the year. White Sox got the 2 runs back in the home half against Zach Gallen. Here is the Chicago native, Alek Thomas, who drove in last night's go-ahead run in the 7th inning with an RBI hit and made several highlight reel catches in center. And Alek, as Diamondback fans well know by now, drafted out of Mount Carmel High School right here in Chicago by the Diamondbacks. Second rounder in 2018. His father, Alan, was the White Sox strength and conditioning director for nearly 2 decades. And so Alek, as a kid, basically grew up in this ballpark around the clubhouse, shagging batting practice flies all the time. And he really grew up in that outfield. So when he made those catches last night, he told Todd, well, you know, I've kind of been doing this out here for a while. Ever since he was a teenager.
He was around some pretty good ball players here.
Oh, yeah. Made some very good teams here back in those days, including a World Series winner. Alek was the Illinois State Baseball Player of the Year at Mount Carmel and a triple threat quarterback of the football team. Tao on deck. It's 2-2 on Thomas. Not that time. Corey Blazer at third. Full count, 3-2. We've seen Alek Gonzo. We talked about this last night. The at-bats are getting a little more patient lately. He's seeing more pitches up there, which usually leads to good things.
He's been going a lot deeper in these at-bats.
Yeah. And he hits it hard and right by Lenine Sosa at second. It's into right center, and Alek has a 2-out single. Boy, that was 109 miles an hour, Gonzo, off the bat. 109.
Four-seam fastball down and away. Just almost the same pitch he took earlier in the at-bat for a strike.
At first base with 2 down for Tim Tawa, who gets the start at third with Gino Suarez sitting this one out for the moment. And Ildemaro Vargas now on the injured list with a broken foot. And Tawa, when he came in last night, made one of the defensive plays of the game, a rocket shot to third to start a 5-4-3 double play and in the 8th inning. When the White Sox had a threat going there. That was one of the big plays of the game. And it's become obvious, Gonzo, that no matter where you put Tim Tawa on the field defensively, not only is he going to make all the plays, he will make some exceptional plays.
Well, we've seen his athletic skills out in the outfield, playing the corners here.
They love the versatility. He's a real plug-and-play type guy for Torey Lovullo.
He's a grinder. I mean, this morning he was in the cage early when the bus pulled up.
Whacking away balls in the cage in the hallway. Tawa hooks that one foul.
You really like to see him get rewarded for all that extra work he's putting in.
Yeah, he's grinded up there at the plate right now. The base hits have dried up a bit for Tim lately. And Torey's talked to him about that. Just, it's a hard game. Keep going. Just keep doing what you're doing. And he has been a terrific addition ever since he got the call up from Reno. Ball and 2 strikes. Tim's football accomplishments at Westland High School in Oregon are on the scoreboard here. The greatest high school quarterback in Oregon football history. There you see out in the center. 143 touchdowns.
Wow.
More than 11,000 passing yards at Westland High School in Oregon. But he had committed as a high school sophomore, Tim Tawa, to play baseball at Stanford. That was his dream growing up as a kid. And football was just kind of a fun thing for him until he turned out to be the greatest quarterback in high school football history in the state. But it was always baseball all the way. He did all that football stuff in high school, but then went to Stanford to play baseball. And here he is in the major leagues. He got the early commit to go to Stanford in his sophomore year and said it really was an easy decision. Baseball, he felt, was always the better path. He's not the biggest guy ever, and he likes walking around and having all his bones together, so he chose baseball.
He's done all right so far.
Sure has. Alec got a big jump. Tawa hits it out to center. Taylor's out there now. Great read by Alec. They strand the 2-out single. We're tied up 2-2 in Chicago.
After what went down last night, it was very obvious, guys, as we watched the events unfold, that Geraldo Perdomo was listening to what was going on. He was seething afterwards as he talked to us in the post-game media availability. But today, cooler heads prevailed, and he just wanted to convey, look, we're supporting Cattell, but we're ready to move forward as a group. But the bigger picture to me is this team and the way they've handled adversity in the last 48 to 72 hours. And the old saying goes, when the chain gets shorter, it gets stronger. And I think we're starting to sense that this team has needed a kickstart, and maybe this is part of it, guys.
Well, they've been on this run now, Todd, of last place opponents, Colorado, Chicago, and when we get back home, Miami. 3 consecutive series against last place clubs. That has no doubt helped the win-loss column, but I think your point is very well taken. Some of these external factors, all the adversity, Gonzo, the injuries, and what happened with Cattell last night, it's always been a close team, but now even closer.
Yeah, that will galvanize a bunch of guys there, and we saw it last night after the game with the support that he received from the manager, the coaches, all the players, and the fans in the community, the way everyone stepped up. And, these guys are professional athletes, but at the same time, they're community members. They're part of our area. So, as much as they try to give everything they got on the field, they're also great leaders in the community, too.
1 and 2 on Lenine Sosa, the second baseman. And we want to again thank all the baseball fans everywhere who have donated to the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation in honor of Cattell's late mother. And you can continue to do that if you'd like. dbacks.com/donate, the place online to make your donation as Sosa strikes out. McCann hangs on to the foul tip. dbacks.com/donate and select in memory of to donate the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation in honor of Cattell's late mother. We want to thank everybody who's participated there. Second strikeout for Gallen. Here comes his former Diamondback teammate, Josh Rojas. Josh struck out and walked last night, hitting .181 in just over 40 games this year with the White Sox. That's going to reach the seats and out of play, and it's 0-2. Josh seeing time with Chicago this year, third base and second base. He's played a bit of left field as well. But they've had a lot of swing and miss this Monday. And Rojas is behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Rojas hit the open market this winter, signed a 1-year free agent deal with Chicago. Said he met with teams, looked at rosters to see where the team is going, what direction they're heading in, and believes that with his versatility, he can help out some clubs in the big leagues. Parts of 5 years with the Diamondbacks, then a trade to Seattle midway through the season, a couple of years back. Hit .225 with the Mariners last year.
Bert, I think we figured out right here who's giving the signs. Usually it's Zach Gallen, but now with McCann here, veteran guy, you see the pitch comm right there on his right shin guard up top. That little remote control looking thing.
That is the transmitter. Gallen has the receiver in the lining of his cap. And of course, usually, Gonzo, we see Zach calling his own pitches. You can see he's got his own transmitter on the glove right there. And almost always we see Zach hitting the buttons. But to your point, it looks like it's McCann now calling the pitches for Zach Gallen. 2-2. And again, he's trying to get Chase in 2-strike counts with curveballs and changeups. Josh, short center. Alec Thomas coming in. That'll bring up Michael A. Taylor. Well, this was sort of the part of the dynamic we were most curious about between the brainy pitcher and the heady catcher. Who's going to make the decisions here? And it looks like, at least at this point, it's mostly James McCann. See if Zach goes to his pitch comm. He's hurt. No, he's going right to the baseball, and McCann is calling the pitches. First pitch, curveball, buckles Taylor.
I think Gallen may just be wearing it because that's permanently put on his glove right there. He's got the Velcro with it stuck on there.
He might also want to have the option, too, to overrule.
We haven't seen him do that yet.
Yeah. And you know what? This might be the best thing for Zach. Let someone else call the pitches and just get out there and throw a bit. Check your head, as the Beastie Boys once said. Yeah, there's no doubt, Gonzo. You're spot on. McCann is steering the ship here. Marte drifting out to right field. Look out. And McCarthy calls him off. A 1-2-3 second for Gallen. Clear blue sky here inside right field, where nothing's guaranteed anymore, apparently. Fastball up, and it's 1-0.
You know why it feels good up here? I've got my new fan behind us going full blast.
The story of the Gonzo fan has become an ongoing narrative that I think we've overlooked just a bit here. Now, the first day Monday in here, it was a steam bath. It was like Steve McQueen and Papillon. We're tied up in this little box, and it was gross. So Gonzo, where's your fan?
Right here.
So Gonzo goes out the next day, and because he's Gonzo, he takes care of everybody. Bought this beautiful fan, and it cooled down after Monday, so it's not been as bad. But the fan is there, and it's cranking away, and it's quite comfortable in here. Now, I like what you've done. Can you show the people? Now, it's too big to take back on the plane.
Right.
So he's autographed the fan that says, "You're welcome."
I said, "You're welcome and enjoy," and I signed it.
So all future road broadcasters here at Wright Field, you can thank Luis Gonzalez. And if you want to chip in for the cost of the fan, well,
no, I'm okay. That's all right. It's a donation.
Nice job. So the Giants guys are going to get that next when they come in here. 3-2 on Perdomo.
The great thing on this road trip is everywhere we've gone, our fans have followed us.
Yeah, you're right.
And they think that it's going to be cooler in the cities that we're going to.
Yeah, we heard about that. Especially in Colorado, we got there was 100 degrees. Well, we fooled him with a curveball. And Burke has struck out 5 so far through 2 1/3. Here is Cattell. Arizona loves Cattell. Got a very nice message of support from the White Sox organization here in his first at bat. Our thanks again for that. Marte slams it to center. Taylor backing up all the way to the wall, and he's got just enough room right on the 400 mark. That was 107 off the bat of Marte, and he hit it 399 feet.
Boy, that slider just off the center part of the plate. He's got great plate coverage because he stands right on top of the dish.
Well, that home run that he hit last night, Gonzo, on a 3-0 pitch, a fastball down and away, just reached down and lined it out into right center. He covers the entire area.
Well, I know that was an out, but you can't be upset with that. He hit that extremely well to the deepest part of the ballpark.
107 off the bat. Marte 0 for 2. Here's Pavin, who struck out in the first. Well, so far, the rookie right-hander Sean Burke has accounted himself very well. Pavin hits a rocket fair up the right field line. It got by Vargas at first. It checks up in the corner, and Pavin Smith pulls into second. He's got a 2-out double. That was 101 off the bat. As Josh Naylor comes up, and we'll take a look at our drive of the game presented by Budweiser. This was Josh Naylor's home run. First pitch he saw back in the first, his 10th of the year.
He's hit 361 feet. I think he knew it when he got it. He got that elevation on it. He was kind of watching it a little bit. Well, everybody was more concerned about his right shoulder, and it didn't seem to affect him that first at-bat.
We know Josh loves to swing at the first pitch. He got a hanging curveball and murdered it. Misfire on the changeup.
I think the big test on that shoulder is going to be a swing and a miss. Not making any forceful contact.
Sat out last night's game after that awkward swing in Monday's opener when he tweaked that right shoulder. There's another aggressive swing. Torrey told us this morning Josh is much better off today. He's got a full range of motion. He wanted to play. And the day off yesterday they felt was the best thing they could have done. It's a soft tissue issue for Naylor in that shoulder. He's got so much torque on that swing that occasionally it sort of builds up. Fastball up and in at 97, and that shoulder issue just is really the accumulation of a lot of hard work. He is out here taking early hitting every single day.
Well, he's Canadian, so he likes hockey, and he's kind of got that hockey mentality too.
Yeah, he sure does. That's a good point. Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. By the way, got word on Luis Robert Jr. now. He had to come out of the game after a half inning with left hamstring tightness. Robert, who's had a history of injuries, has had to leave this one with a tight left hamstring. 3-1 on Naylor. Pavin at second with 2 outs. And Josh will take his time.
Well, he does this a lot. This is where he kind of gathers his thoughts a little bit and kind of regroups to get back in there. You can see Torrey there. He's very observant and watching every move that Naylor's making.
Stays patient, doesn't offer at that changeup. This has been one of the issues the White Sox coaches have had with Sean Burke. Burke, at times, much less to the coach's liking, can lean a little bit too much on spin. Curveball, sliders, gets into trouble when he doesn't establish that fastball and use it up front. And we've seen him pitch that way today. Pitch really kind of backwards here. If he goes to the breaking stuff, they want it to be strategic, but they would prefer he use the fastball early right away. And he's really not done that so far, but he's had success. He's got 5 strikeouts. And there's a good example right there. First pitch curveball.
Those D-backs have put 7 balls in play today, and 5 have been hit hard.
2 on and 2 out for Lourdes, who flied out his first time.
A little worried about Pavin Smith out there with that inside move. Haven't seen Pavin do a lot of stealing from second and third.
Got the fastball up and in. Lourdes sees so many pitches up in there. That sinker running in on the right-hand batter at 96, and it's 0-2. Pavin Smith at second, Josh Naylor at first. Lourdes up the middle. Sosa able to backhand it, playing behind the bag, and they get Gurriel. And Burke strands two. We're in the third at Rate Field in Chicago.
I shouldn't want you, I shouldn't need you, but I'm afraid that's not up to me. Cause when I hear you sing through my speakers, it's like my mind takes a hold of me. I've tried shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still hearing your voice in my head. Oh, I wish I was more than your fan now, and that your voice came from here in my bed. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, singing to me. You're in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, baby, in my headphones, making me bleed. You're in my and it's so sad, it just makes me cry. Feels like I know you better than others, but you don't care, you never reply. I've tried shutting you off for some time now, but I'm still hearing your voice in my head. Oh, I wish I was more than your fan now.
Come for your tickets. Mike Tauchman, the leadoff hitter, leads off the White Sox third against Zach Gallen. Tauchman struck out looking. His first time up, the DH in the leadoff spot. And he's got a base hit into right field. Fastball from Gallen at 91. Leadoff man aboard for Chicago. Gallen had set down the previous four he'd faced. Chase Mydroth, the hitter now.
And Tauchman just jumped on that fastball at 91, lower part of the strike zone. Just missed right over the middle part of the plate.
Double play ball here. Tawa starts it, and Marte turns it. 2 outs for Gallen.
Watch this turnover right here. Tawa does a nice job playing it. Gets a long hop. Good throw to second. Nice play over to first. 5-4-3.
Here is Benintendi, who homered off Gallen in the first. His 9th of the year. Went upstairs, got a fastball above the belt, and jumped on it. Off the corner for a strike.
Boy, and that's a pitcher's best friend right there. It doesn't extend the inning. You get that quick out. You trade a pitch for 2 outs.
Well, if Gallen can get out of this, he can get through the third in under 50 pitches. 0-2 on Benintendi. This is where it's interesting to watch Zach and see how he attacks the hitter in an 0-2 count. He's gone fastball, curveball so far. Does he go after Benintendi, or does he try to get him to chase something? He looks for chase, doesn't get it. And this, Gonzo, that pitch right there in that particular situation, I think is where we see Zach's pitch count go up and where the starts get shorter.
Yeah, and that's not a competitive pitch where it's close enough where the hitter can maybe swing at it. That's one that just comes out of his hand, and you see it's a ball right away, and they just lay off of it.
There's a tapper to second for Cattell. A nice quick 7-pitch inning for Zach Gallen. The Diamondbacks Baseball Network is presented by Progressive. come back to Chase Field. 4 games over 500 to take on the Marlins beginning on Friday. Jake McCarthy starts off the 4th against rookie right-hander Sean Burke, and Rojas in on the grass at 3rd. He has seen Jake McCarthy bunt for base hits before, so Josh, a couple of steps in on the grass down there. McCarthy struck out his first time up. He's in right field today. Diamondbacks have won 10 of their last 14 games. This is the run that everybody was hoping they would make. They have scored 87 runs over that stretch, which is an average of a little more than 6 per game. So the offense, Gonzo, has carried the ball here for this club.
Yeah, there's been a few guys that got locked in and they started getting that long ball going too.
Had one today when Naylor hit a 2-run homer in the first, his 10th of the year.
Nice play in the dugout by the bat boy. Torrey even came over and gave him some knuckles. Made a one-handed snag there.
McCarthy chops it out to short, left center, and Taylor can't make the grab. Jake takes a big turn. He'll stay there after Benintendi backs up. And McCarthy's aboard a leadoff single.
Boy, this ball is way above the strike zone. Watch this tomahawk chop right here. Look at this pitch. It was almost like a defensive swing.
That's a rising fastball. Taylor almost got there. He came over from right to replace Luis Robert Jr. in center. Robert had to leave with left hamstring tightness.
There's a great opportunity here. Look at that hole in right field there with second baseman playing right on top of the bag. You got McCann who can handle the bat a little bit for maybe a hit and run, or let McCarthy just try to steal and get into scoring position. We haven't seen flashes of a base stealer here in a while.
McCann grounded out to short in his first at bat as a Diamondback to start behind the plate today, catching Zach Gallen. A lot of room on that right side. They'll check on McCarthy. McCann, playing for the AAA club in the Braves minor league system, was hitting .305 in a little more than 40 games when he signed with the Diamondbacks. Played the last 2 seasons backing up Adley Rutschman in Baltimore. Before that, 2 years for the Mets. Before that, he was here with the White Sox as an All-Star.
Got a slight open stance.
McCarthy holding. That's tapped in the hole. Rojas in front of my drop. And the White Sox turn 2. That'll bring up Alec Thomas. Alex singled his first time up. Hit the ball hard up the middle. So far, Sean Burke has accounted himself pretty well. He was actually Chicago's opening day starter this year. As a rookie, blanked the Angels here at Rate Field. 6 scoreless, gave up only 3 hits. He impressed late last season, had a handful of September appearances, missed much of 2023 dealing with right rotator cuff tendonitis, and has looked very good here so far. Although he's behind on Thomas 3-0. And Alec on board for the second time. Burke gets the double play ball, then walks the number 8 hitter with 2 outs. And here comes Tim Tawa. Second walk for Burke. Tawa flying out to center his first time. Alec had been off and running on that pitch when Tawa flied out. He got a tremendous jump on Burke. Vargas holding him on the base at first over there. Tim hits a lazy fly out to right for Austin Slater. The former Giant is there. And they strand the 2-out walk. We're still tied at 2 in Chicago.
Ace hasn't got his bats and some other things and made it to Chicago. His glove is somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle of Reno, El Paso, and Phoenix. So that was Pavin Smith's glove, Rawlings. And Jake, a little worried because, Luis, he's a Wilson guy.
Oh, well, you just outed him.
Well, like I said, he's a Wilson guy.
Yeah.
But still out there with Pavin Smith's glove. How about that?
Ketel Marte with his glove. Look at Gallen get over and cover. Nice job by Zach Gallen, who kicked it into high gear and beat Vargas to the bag at first. With both Naylor and Marte way over on the other side of the infield, Gallen Gonzo really hit it into overdrive.
Oh, he did. And this is a tougher play than it looks like. Watch, because Naylor gets off here. Now Marte at second base has to hit a moving target from a little bit further of a throw.
That's a terrific play there by Zach Gallen. Catcher is Kyle Teal. Well, back to Todd's story. Of course, Jake McCarthy and Pavin Smith were teammates at the University of Virginia, so they go way back. So I'm sure that sharing the glove is no big deal.
Well, usually guys would put a piece of tape over the label or something like that. So
don't want to upset the sponsor.
No.
They leave an enormous gap in right center for Kyle Teal, the rookie catcher who had an RBI hit into left center his first time up. And that's where Alec Thomas is shaded right now. Here's a look from high above courtside at the late, great Johnny Most used to say, at Rate Field on the south side. Well, 3-0 on the rookie catcher. And he's missed with back-to-back fastballs after that curve. And that one splits the difference between Naylor and Marte. Kyle Teal 2 for 2. They really like this kid. They're thrilled that they got him in the Garrett Crochet deal. He's considered their number 2 overall prospect, Kyle Teal.
He seems to be the only guy right now that's figured him out. He's got a couple hits, 2 of the 3 hits right now for the White Sox. Or the 4 hits, I'm sorry.
Here is Slater, who had to come in and replace Luis Robert Jr. Jr. left after a half inning with left hamstring tightness. So Robert is out, Slater is in, and he swings at the first one, short right. Here comes McCarthy on the run. 2 outs in the 4th. And that brings up the second baseman, Lenyn Sosa. Sosa hitless in the series. He struck out against Gallen in the second. Zach had a rough first, gave up the Benintendi homer, walked Vargas. Teal had the RBI hit. The 2-0 lead was gone 5 batters into the bottom of the first, but he has settled down nicely ever since and allowed only 2 hits, both singles. Nice sunny Wednesday afternoon here in Chicago, Illinois. Glad you're with us back home in the great state of Arizona. We'll be back after this one to host the Marlins on Friday at Chase. dbacks.com for your tickets. Big homestand coming up. A lot of Diamondback baseball. Chase Field will be busy. 3 against the Marlins, 4 against the Giants, and then 4th of July weekend, 3 against the Kansas City Royals and Bobby Witt Jr. Get your tickets at dbacks.com. The chance to see Rafael Devers, the newest Giants, part of that controversial trade from Boston.
Well, I got a feeling Torrey on his off day is going to be spending it checking up on guys and the doctor's appointments and different things getting back to the Valley.
Well, you know, he said one reason that the injuries have been so problematic on this road trip is because they've come on the road far away from their own medical facilities. And that was a particular problem in Toronto. It's a whole different system up there, just getting the results back. Oh boy, Sosa crushes this one and it's way gone. Lenyn Sosa's 5th, and the White Sox take the lead.
Bert, watch this location here on this knuckle curve. It just kind of hangs up there for him. Or just a spinner.
106 off the bat of Lenyn Sosa.
Watch this pitch right here. Just jumps right off his bat. He sees it good, and it's right in that happy zone for that right-handed hitter, Sosa.
Well, Zach Gallen. It's just not been a typical Zach Gallen year. Down 4-2 after they led 2-0. Here's Josh Rojas. Zach has been searching for solutions. He believes at some point the dam is going to break, and he is determined to just keep plugging away. And he figures he's got half a season left. There's still time to figure this out, but he was honest when he said last week it is getting pretty frustrating. And he's had a rough go of it lately. Most of the issue has been location mistakes, as we just saw. Either missing for walks or leaving too many balls in the middle of the strike zone in hittable spots. And that's another one as Rojas drives it to right center. And that gets to the wall. Rojas is in at second with a double. 102 off the bat of Rojas after he saw 3 consecutive fastballs. Conference time at the mound with McCann. Gallen has been digging on it, he says. As of last week, still hasn't come up with any answers. He is was hard hit for 7 earned runs on 10 hits and 5 innings at Colorado last Friday, but still wound up with the victory as he faces Michael A. Taylor. So it's not often that a pitcher gives up 7 runs on 10 hits and 5 innings but gets the win, but that was the situation for Gallen last week at Coors Field, a 14-8 Diamondback win. He said the offense just bailed him out. And they'll have to do it again here today in Chicago. The 0-1 now to Taylor. That's on the ground to third. Scooped up by Tawa, who makes a nice throw on the run. Lenyn Sosa's 5th gives the White Sox a 4-2 lead. sweep in Chicago. Leaning Sosa's 5th of the year has given the White Sox a 4-2 lead as Geraldo Perdomo starts off the 5th. Rojas hit on the grass at 3rd again, and there's the strike. Jerry 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. All 4 White Sox runs in this game were scored with 2 outs against Zach Gallen. And there's the bunt from Jerry, and right away it's 0-2.
Well, even with Rojas playing in, he's actually playing in like a shortstop. So if Perdomo could get it down that third base line, that's a tough angle for the third baseman to throw. Now he's moving back to play regular short.
With 2 strikes. Back on the edge of the outfield grass. Perdomo has hit in 5 of his last 6 games on this trip. Had a big 2-out RBI knock late in last night's game. And a big day here Monday. Walked twice, singled, doubled, scored a couple of runs. I don't think we talk enough about the credit that Geraldo Perdomo deserves, Gonzo. Not just for gutting it through with that slightly sprained right middle finger, but batting leadoff, batting second, batting 8th, batting 9th. I mean, no matter where you put him, batting 3rd a lot lately. He has done the job. And that cannot be easy, especially when you're the shortstop and you got other stuff to worry about.
Yeah, and he's playing a lot more comfortable now ever since he signed that extension to his contract.
4 years, $45 million this spring.
Well deserved for a guy like him. He's really the leader of this team, the silent leader out there.
He's the glue guy. And he punches it just beyond the reach of Rojas. Perdomo with a liner and a leadoff single in the 5th.
Here's his fastball, kind of inside-out swing. Just above the extended glove of Josh Rojas.
On board for Ketel, who's 0 for 2. Just about the hottest hitter in the game right now, Ketel Marte. He has homered in 3 of his last 5 games. And also has 4 doubles in those 5 games.
Well, this is where you like to punch right back. They just scored a 2-spot on you, big 2-run homer. You'd like to get your leadoff man on with one of the hottest hitters at the plate now in Ketel Marte.
Marte in his last 5 starts has 15 hits. 8 for extra bases. And it's 0-2. Miguel Vargas holding Perdomo on the base at first. And Marte chased a high fastball. Burks got that heater. He threw it right by him. And the rookie right-hander now has 6 strikeouts. He's punched out Marte twice today.
Yeah, and this fastball's just above his hands, above the strike zone.
Well, that's why they want him to throw the fastball more often. It's a big weapon for him. Sometimes he gets a little too spin reliant, but he's got a big time heater.
Yeah, that fastball up high looks good coming in. It's just hard to catch up. You get a lot of swing and miss on that.
Pavin Smith doubled his last time up. Sean Burke, big guy out there, the right-hander, 6'6", 240 pounds, 25 years old. Burke has gotten a little swagger out there on the mound. He was a big kid. He played AAU basketball, which he says, look, any AAU tournament is pretty hostile environment in gyms. People are screaming. They're running up into the court. Practice is chaotic. And he was doing that at 10 years old. So he says, if I could handle that, I can handle this. And he's gone through that, he said, even in high school basketball. That kind of helped him handle a bigger stage, be calm in those situations. And that was enough to get him the opening day start this year as a rookie. And he's out there with a 4-2 lead. Curveball down low. It's 1-2. He's from Shrewsbury, Massachusetts. 3rd round pick by the White Sox out of the University of Maryland. He's a Terrapin. And Pavin strikes out. Our Blue Moon bright spot with Josh Naylor coming up. Josh has hit a 2-run homer and walk so far. And Naylor, active players against the White Sox. He has tortured this White Sox franchise over the course of his career. Long time, of course, with the Cleveland Guardians. So he's a .346 lifetime hitter against Chicago. That's in 52 games. That is no small sample size.
And his old teammate is above him.
It's true. First pitch swing, got a fastball just a tick above that belt. Naylor in this ballpark, a career .358 hitter. Including today, he has 19 extra base hits in 29 games here at Wright Field. Perdomo on the move, and they got him. Kyle Teal back there throws out Perdomo with Naylor at the plate. Torey Lovullo wants to make sure. He'll check with Alan Campbell in the video room. You only get 15 seconds to decide, and they're going to blow it off. No challenge. Perdomo caught stealing. It stays. This is game 80, so we're only halfway through the year. Mike Talkman, the DH, who has struck out and singled now twice, leads off the fifth against Zach Gallen. And again, Gonzo leaving too many pitches in the hitting zone for Zach Gallen.
Yep, first pitch change up. That pitch just started too high up for a pitcher. That hitter sees it up in the strike zone and ends up in a good low strike for him to hit.
Chase Mydroth, the rookie shortstop, 0 for 2, hit into a double play his last time up after Talkman had singled in the third. Gallen so far has allowed 4 runs, 7 hits, a pair of homers. Benintendi in the first, Sosa in the fourth.
Like his chain just broke.
All 4 White Sox runs coming with 2 outs against Zach Gallen. Another double play potential here. Marte, Perdomo, and they can't turn 2. As Mydroth gets up that line. Meidroth nearly hit into his second straight double play.
Well, he was trying to hit that 4-hole with Marte playing up the middle for a double play. Just didn't get it far enough between first and second.
Here is Andrew Benintendi, who homered in the first against Zach. A solo shot, his 9th of the year. After Gallen had gotten the first 2 outs in the inning. Zach Gallen, going back to the first week of May, has won just twice in his last 8 starts. The ERA in those last 8, nearly 7. And the Diamondbacks, with their ace on the mound, have won just 3 of Zach Gallen's last 8 starts. And Zach said after last week in Colorado, when he got knocked around real hard by the Rockies but still wound up with a win, he has tried just about everything. And he has turned over every rock. He is still trying to find rocks to turn over, but he understandably admitted that it's getting pretty frustrating. And there just doesn't seem to be an immediate solution, Gonzo. Other than just, hey, you know, as Bob likes to say, quit walking, guys.
Yep. Well, I think for him, he's just got to turn the page on everything and just try to start fresh. And I think that's why Torrey wanted him to match up with McCann, see if they can get on the same page. He tends to overthink a lot about this game and his process of preparing for his starts.
He is very meticulous, very analytical, very intellectual.
Very much into his routine.
Missed badly away with a curveball. It's full 3-2. Meidroth at first with 1 out. 3-2 on Andrew Benintendi. And there he goes. Nice scoop by Naylor, and the foot race to the bag is won by Josh as Meidroth gets into second. Naylor got that, Gonzo, well off the bag, and there was a moment there. He looked at Gallen. Are you going to go over there, or is it me?
Yeah, this is a nice job of just reading the situation here and figuring out it's going to be bang, bang. If he flips it over to Gallen, he just figured he'll go ahead and take it himself.
Close. And that's why they have those bigger bases. Remember, they enlarged the bases a couple of years back for plays just like that. More room for the 2 athletes, both running to the same spot, trying to avoid some injuries. It's a safety issue. And it worked out nicely there. The cutter's a strike on Miguel Vargas, who was walked and grounded out. Meidroth at second now with 2 outs. Going to hang up in right center. Alec Thomas has got it right in front of Jake McCarthy. And Gallen puts a 0 on the board. with the Brewers. Milwaukee let him go earlier this month, and the White Sox picked him up. And here he is, just his 5th appearance for Chicago after 21 outings with the Brewers.
Yeah, and he's a 5-pitch guy, 4-seamer, cutter, sinker, sweeper, change. Being a left-hander, get that fastball to 90 miles an hour. He mixes it up. Pretty good arsenal.
He was born here in Chicago, Tyler Alexander. Grew up at Southlake, Texas. A second-round pick by Detroit back in 2015 out of TCU. Josh Naylor leads off the 6th. Naylor punches it the other way, and that will drop fair inside the line. And Naylor aboard for the 3rd time. He's got a walk, a single, and a 2-run home run. And he continues to torture the White Sox in this ballpark.
Well, watch this swing. Kind of keeps his arms inside out swing, drives it down that left field line. First ball hack, and again.
Loves to swing at that first pitch.
One of the best in the game right now.
He's a little more than a career 360 hitter in this ballpark. He loves to hit here. Here's Gurriel, 0 for 2. And if they try to get going against the lefty. Nothing has gone right for Chicago these days. They've lost 11 of their last 13, including 6 in a row here at home. Will Venable, the first-year skipper, his club now a season worst 30 games under 500. They are last in the American League Central. But they lead this one 4-2. They got a good effort from Burke, their rookie right-hander. Alexander knocks it down off the bat of Gurriel, and that gets Naylor to second base. A smash right back up the box. That came in at 100 miles an hour.
Well, the good thing about that is it didn't go into his glove, and he wasn't able to turn a double play after he knocked it down. Decided to just take that runner at first. Was able to get Naylor to second base.
And they're going to come out and check on him here. Will Venable making his way out there with the athletic trainer. And while they check on Tyler Alexander, let's get this message from Law Tigers.
We're the Law Tigers, and we understand the challenges riders face every day. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, visit Law.
Well, as we know, the Diamondbacks bench these days a little thin. So McCarthy will come up and stay in the game, bat against the left-hander Alexander with Naylor at second base and 1 out. Jake singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2. Of course, Jake, for the longest time last season, did very well hitting left-hand pitching. It was no big deal at all for McCarthy last year. Got under that one, and it's in the seats out of play. And McCarthy last year had a .284 batting average against left-hand pitching. And it's easy to forget that Jake, with his offensive struggles this year, was really last summer their most consistent offensive player for 3 months. Skies this one to right for Slater. 2 outs in the 6th. And a chance now for James McCann to drive in a run with 2 outs. McCann has grounded out twice, once into a double play in his Diamondback debut.
Well, you'd like to see him pick up a knock here just to kind of loosen the tension up a little bit. You always want to make first impression on your teammates. Sometimes you tend to try a little too hard. Doesn't matter how many years you've been playing in the game. Once you go to a new team, they know what you're capable of doing, but you want to prove it to them.
You were in that spot many times.
Yes.
Well, he got a cutter, a flat cutter out over the plate, fouled away.
I think once you get your first big knock or make some type of impactful play out there, that's where you feel like everybody accepts you. Maybe a 2-run bomb here would be nice.
Well, let's get greedy, sure. James McCann last season with Baltimore played 65 games. Hit .234 with 8 home runs. Just over 230 plate appearances, not the biggest ever sample size. Doesn't offer it that sweeper. And he's put himself at a hitter's count, 2 balls and a strike. You remember your first big moment when you did that as a Diamondback when you first arrived? First made that impactful play?
I remember my spring training wasn't very impactful, but once the bell rang, I got off to that 30-game hitting streak.
Oh, that's a pretty good way to make an impact. Hit safely in your first 30.
Yeah, it kind of helps a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Hey, this Gonzalez kid might work out. 2-2 on McCann. Lost the field for the fastball. It's full 3-2. Alec Thomas, who has singled and walked, is on deck. Naylor at second with 2 outs. James McCann is built like a linebacker. No, he's built like a defensive end. 6'3", 235. He is a big dude.
Sure is. When you walk up to him, you're like, geez, this guy's a monster.
He's built like a refrigerator, really. So here's the 3-2. Doesn't chase out there. Able to hold up on that changeup that sailed away. 2 on and 2 out for Thomas now, who will bat left on left. Of course, Alec was in this situation in the 7th inning last night, left on left, and came up with that big RBI hit that opened up the scoring and what turned out to be a 3-run Diamondback 7th, and they won it 4-1. He's got Naylor at second and McCann at first.
You got Grichuk on the bench, so would have thought he'd put him in here, but Thomas got a big hit last night against that left-hander. His single was in the second was the highest exit velo he's had all season. He's tied it at 109.4, so he's swinging the bat a lot better right now.
And smoked it by Lenine Sosa at second base. Ball and a strike. 2 on and 2 out. Alec up the middle. Snagged by Alexander. And he's able to strand 2. It stays 4-2 on the south side.
respectable environment. Can't wait to see the fans at Chase Field, how they welcome Ketel Marte back as we return home after this one, Steve.
Absolutely. Well done, Todd. Here's Kyle Teal to lead off the 6th against Zach Gallen. We had a private chat with Tori Lavello, Gonzo, and Tori told us what the players in Ketel in particular were hearing.
Right.
And it was absolutely abhorrent. So, well done, baseball. Well done, White Sox.
Yeah, I think there's certain, you're going to get heckling from fans all the time, especially playing on the road for the most part. But there's certain things sometimes fans say that cross the line, and
this was way over the line.
Definitely.
And Ketel handled it as best he could. He got a lot of support from his teammates, everybody on the traveling party, as Teal sends this one pretty deep right center. And it one hops the wall. Kyle Teal has been impressive. The rookie catcher is 3 for 3. And he leads off the 6th with another hard hit against Zach Gallen. They like this kid a lot, Kyle Teal. This is only his 14th big league game.
What another pitch, pretty good pitch to hit right there. That changeup, 84 miles an hour. And Teal, young player's first career 3-hit game.
Well, the White Sox, who over the first 2 games in this series managed only 1 run on 8 hits, have 4 runs on 8 hits today against Gallen. And here is Slater, who came on for the injured Robert. Luis Robert Jr. left early with left hamstring tightness. Will Venable, the rookie skipper here, they're trying to build something in Chicago. They started with a Garrett Crochet deal. And they got some key pieces in that deal, like Kyle Teal, who's at second base right now, like Chase Mydroth, who's their shortstop. Starting to restock the farm system, and a lot of young talent making its way up here quickly. They could use the help.
Venable trying to play to get that extra run. He's had Slater squaring around to try to sack bunt here, get him over to third.
Naylor still coming in from first, and he bunts it foul that way, and it's 1-2.
I think that's an art that's been lost in the last few years of baseball. Just hasn't been a lot of guys that have had to go up there and sacrifice bunt anymore. Now you have the DH in the game. Used to be a lot, especially in the National League when the pitchers used to hit.
Yeah, guys come up and they've been star players everywhere they've been and have never been asked to bunt. It's just never come up with so many guys. Some guys go bunt. Do they still do that? Slater clobbers one deep to center. Alec Thomas trying to chase it down, and he's got it on the warning track. Teal will tag up and head for third. A loud out. Another curveball from Gallen hit hard. That one off the bat of Slater, Gonzo, with 102 miles an hour.
And look at the location.
Boom.
That's the same pitch that Sosa hit out of the ballpark. He's lucky this one stayed in.
And Alec has been tremendous chasing balls down out there in this outfield where he's been shagging flies since he was 10 years old. Well, Tori Lavello has seen enough. Too much loud contact, and Gallen will leave, trailing 4-2 in the 6th.
the right foot. James McCann says nice tag. And there are 2 outs in the inning.
Rojas has a double. That was against the starter, Zach Gallen. Well, the Sox offense did what many have done against Zach Gallen today, and that's put up a crooked number.
They got him for 5.
Rolled over to the right side. Naylor will underhand to the pitcher. Sox get one more, an RBI single.
Sox. And our thanks to them for that. New pitcher for Chicago is the rookie right-hander Grant Taylor, a second-round pick out of LSU just 2 years ago. This guy throws as fast as 102. He's got a lot of heat. And he makes only his 7th career Major League appearance. Grant Taylor. Out of Florence, Alabama, the LSU Tiger. And Tim Tawa from Stanford skies it to right. Slater's under it. Tim, you can see Gonzo is, I think, deliberately trying to let the ball get deep and hit it the other way. His offensive game has wandered a little bit lately. He's trying to get back on track by letting it travel a little bit more, hit the ball the other way, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah, you can see the frustration a little bit on his face, trying a little bit of everything.
Geraldo Perdomo.
This game isn't easy.
There's only a few that make it look that way.
This guy Taylor's teammates with Paul Skeens over in LSU.
Yeah, they both throw 100 plus. Interesting you mentioned that as we get a look inside the Sanderson Ford bullpen at Kevin Ginkel. Skeens had a 4-run inning today pitching against the Brewers, the worst of his career. He worked for the first time on 4 days rest and had a short start, Paul Skeens, for the Pirates today.
So he is human.
Apparently. Full count, 3-2. Even those that make it look so easy have their rough days in this game. Cattell 0 for 3. Jerry just kind of waved at that down cutter. First strikeout for Taylor.
This thing just has a lot of dip to it, nasty. And throwing with hard velo like that, you got to make your decision a lot quicker up there at the plate. Trying to recognize the pitch.
Well, it's hard to keep Ketel Marte down the way he has swung the bat as of late. In 8 games on this trip, he has 16 hits. He scored 11 runs. Shows bunt, and it's 1-1.
When he just missed a homer to center field, took it right to the wall.
It was a line drive rocket that Taylor caught right at the 400 number in dead center. Marte has put together a tremendous month of June, hitting .383 this month. And in 21 games, 22 runs scored and 19 knocked in. And a lot of support here today. There's 100 low.
And Taylor in his debut threw 12 pitches, 6 of them were over 100.
And Ketel got under this one. Bright sunshine overhead, and Josh Rojas able to recover.
Bags, I'll know.
Our cameras are everywhere.
The camera never blinks.
Todd is just frankly, and I think this is deserved getting back at us for making fun of him. Tim Towel with a terrific play, but Naylor couldn't quite handle it on the bunt attempt by Taylor. Seriously, I mean, well, in your defense, 3 cities, 2 countries, long road trip. I mean, you need stuff.
Exactly.
By the way, we wear the same shirts every day, so I don't know what else is in there.
I brought 9 shirts, and then during the day, I don't wear the shirt all day. I got to change.
Fashion plate. Kevin Ginkel, the right-hander's 17 appearances this year, continues making progress. Kevin coming off consecutive scoreless and hitless appearances Friday and Sunday at Colorado.
Bert, you have your people. I've always...
what people do I have?
Your people doing your clothes, steaming your shirts, getting it ready.
Yeah.
I gotta do my own stuff here.
Hey, you bought us a fan. I'm not going to give you any grief. But we did get on Todd, and he was a good sport about it for cowering in the dugout and ducking under Eduardo Rodriguez on that foul ball to protect himself, which any person would have done in that situation. A rocket up the middle that whizzed right by Ginkel. And look at Taylor's aggressive base running. He's into third. Mike Tauchman. That was 99 miles an hour right back at you. This is scary. And we'll get a pinch runner. Here comes Noda.
Boy, that ball was just running away, just enough to get his barrel on it.
Noda will run for Tauchman. Taylor aggressive turn all the way into third. So right away, up 5-2. Chicago has men on the corners and nobody out. Noda running for Tauchman. Chase Mydroth, the shortstop, 0 for 3. Diamondbacks have been out hit by the White Sox 11-6. They're down 5-2, and Chicago threatening more. Nobody out in the 7th inning.
Boy, this isn't the way Ginkel wanted to start this inning off.
Mydroth to center. It'll get deep enough to score Taylor. Alec is under it. Noda will tag as well. First to second. Play on at second, and they get the out, but the White Sox get another run across. And it's 6-2, and Noda wants a challenge. He keeps signaling down to Will Venable, challenge that. I think I'm safe, and they will challenge.
Yeah, he looked like he tried that swing move, that swim move right there where he got his arm up and around.
Chicago's challenging the outcall at second base.
So it's an RBI for Mydroth, a 6-2 White Sox lead, and let's check the play at second.
You see right there, he swings his arm away.
Looks like Cattell got him on the hip after he missed the arm, but he might have already been on the bag by then.
Just a tough angle to see here. There, his hands are on the bag.
Ron Kulpa, the crew chief, is the second base umpire, signaling out right there. Mode here in Chicago, but they have come out swinging the bats here today.
The call to field is overturned. The runner is safe. Chicago will take it down.
So Noda with that aggressive tag goes first to second on the sac fly by Mydroth. As Taylor comes across to score the 6th run. Now the batter is Benintendi, who homered back in the first.
Three hitters so far, that one bunt base hit and then the 2 hard hit balls. Ginkel's got to try to avoid those barrels.
Couldn't check that time with a Ginkel slider.
That's a good, hard, tight slider there.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Andrew Benintendi. Miguel Vargas, the on-deck man, the cleanup hitter for the White Sox. Well, this is shaping up to be, Gonzo, just what we saw in Colorado. Diamondbacks get 2 impressive wins in the first 2 games of the series. Looking for the 3-game sweep against the last-place club, but they struggle. Benintendi will advance Noda. He's at third with 2 outs now for Vargas. Remember, the Diamondbacks got the 2 big wins against Colorado on Friday and Saturday in that weekend series at Coors Field, but managed only 2 runs on 5 hits Sunday and lost the finale when they couldn't close out the 3-game sweep. And they trailed this one 6-2 late. Vargas walked, stole a base, scored in the first. He is 0 for 2. Roll to third, backs up Tawa. Nice and steady down there. Chicago tacks on a run to the 8th inning.
Way products are over the top, man. They've been nice for the last few years now.
Very top end stuff. I think that's. Is that all the stuff that's in those suitcases of yours? All the free stuff we're giving out?
Well, taking you guys out to eat sometimes. I gotta pack cash all the time in my suitcase.
That's a fair point. Closing down Gibsons every night. Pavin Smith leads off the 8th against Taylor with that 100-mile-an-hour heat. Pavin doubled in the 3rd. He is 1 for 3. That's out of play.
For the record, I'm always an overpacker anyway.
Apparently. Well, you got it down to 3 bags, so
yeah.
1 for each series. Pavin, that stayed fair somehow. Taylor can't pick it up. Close at first, and he is safe. I think that caught everybody by surprise, Gonzo, when it did not go foul.
Yeah, and Pavin didn't even know where the ball was. He assumed it was foul. Watch this swing. Watch Pavin. He's just kind of looking away and realizes that the ball's in play.
Hear the safe call from Alex Tosi down there. So Pavin Smith aboard for the second time. That's an error on Taylor, the pitcher. It's an E1. Naylor's been on base all day. Josh, a homer, a walk, and a single. He hit a 2-run home run in the first off of Burke, his 10th of the year. And the Diamondbacks had a 2-0 lead after the top of the first, but they have trailed pretty much ever since. So great to see Josh come back after sitting out last night's game with that sore right shoulder and have a big day today offensively. He has always hit well in this ballpark. An OPS over 1,000, better than Ricky Henderson, Frank Thomas, and Mike Trout.
That's pretty good guys right there.
Josh, of course, played 5 seasons with Cleveland. He's been here a lot in the American League Central. Torey Lovello telling us that Josh has a full range of motion with that shoulder. Wanted to get back in there and play today. He's doing much better after the day off yesterday. Right to Vargas at first. High throw, and they throw it away. Pavin jumps into third. Miguel Vargas, who rotates between third base and first base, had a little errant throw. I believe he stepped on the bag, so that took the force play off. They had to put the tag on, but there was no chance for the middle infielder to get there. Yep, does step on first. That takes off the force, but it becomes moot there when it's well over the head of Maidra. And Pavin into third now, 1 out, and the batter is Lourdes Gurriel. So we've had a couple of infield errors for the White Sox in this inning. Trying to take advantage is Lourdes, who fouls off that one at 98. And they give the error to Vargas as Naylor grounds out. So we've seen an E1 and an E3 in this inning already.
Let's see if Gurriel could pick up this RBI. There it is.
Base hit for Gurriel. Pavin trots home. And the Diamondbacks cut that lead in half at 6-3 with the help of 2 White Sox errors.
Well, I think that bat just shattered too right there. There, could hear the crack of that bat. Ball was in on his hands. Fought it off enough to get it to right field to get that RBI.
We've got the rookie pitcher and the rookie catcher out there. Conference time at the mound with Grant Taylor and Kyle Teal. Jake McCarthy will step in. Jake singled in the 4th, 1 for 3 today.
Just like to get a couple more runners on right here.
Down 6-3 in the 8th. Rojas a step in on the grass. McCarthy hits it right at Maidra for 1, and they're able to turn 2. Inning-ending double play. They get 1 back, and it's 6-3 in Chicago. The White Sox 6-3, getting late. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here is the right-hander Taylor Scott, 21 appearances, 4 with the Diamondbacks since he came over from the Astros. He will face the rookie catcher Kyle Teel, who was 3 for 3. He has singled twice, doubled, knocked in a run, and scored 2.
He hadn't been up in the big leagues too long yet. 8 hits coming into today's game, and he's picked up 3 this afternoon.
Just his 14th career Major League game. And he's had 4 hits in this series. Top prospect acquired from the Red Sox in the Garrett Crochet deal. Kyle Teel, only 23 years old. Teel was a college star at UVA. Got him into the College World Series twice. He was ACC Player of the Year. Won both the Johnny Bench and Buster Posey Awards as the best college catcher in the country. And he belts that one. Nice quick glove hand there by Naylor. Scott covers quickly. And they retire Kyle Teel for the first time today. Registration now open for one of our favorite events every year, the 12th annual Diamondbacks Race Against Cancer. Slater's first year with the White Sox. He bounced all over the league last year, played for 3 different teams. Got traded from the Giants to the Reds in July, played only 8 games with Cincinnati, and got flipped to Baltimore at the trade deadline. And then signed a 1-year deal with the White Sox this winter.
Well, there was a run there when he was with the Giants. Seemed like he was getting big hits against the Diamondbacks all the time.
Killed us. Just killed us. Had some big years with the Giants, 21 and 22 particularly. Played 8 seasons in San Francisco, but ever since then has really run into consistent injury problems, and that was the case again this year for him with the White Sox. He tore the meniscus in his right knee. Just 2 weeks into the season, he was out 6 weeks. We saw Taylor Scott pitch over the weekend against the Rockies in Colorado. Worked 2 scoreless innings Sunday, pitching in a 4-2 ball game. James McCann in his Diamondback debut back there. 0 for 2 with a walk at the plate. Another rough day for Zach Gallen. Gallen gave up 5 runs all earned, 8 hits and just 5 1/3, including 2 home runs. So they still can't get that sorted. A chance for a 3-game sweep, but they trail it by 3 in the 8th. Backhand play by Scott. Tremendous athletic play right there coming off the mound. And Taylor Scott gets out number 2.
It's a nice job by Scott bouncing off the mound.
Real nice.
Making a good play there.
We are off tomorrow. We go back home after this one. And we rejoin you Friday from Chase Field when Merrill Kelly takes on the Miami Marlins. Serpigentes in effect. Are you off that day? Otherwise, you'd have to pack your purple shirt.
I'll be there.
All right. I know you will. But you're getting ready for your minor league tour. That's always that's where we get the 411 on all the players. When
Love doing that.
You go to Reno and Amarillo and Hillsborough and all the stops. Check in on the youngsters.
Pack just the same too, Bert, when I'm going.
I have no doubt. I did get a text asking if you were carrying the World Series trophy in one of your suitcases.
And tell Buster only, yes, I do carry the trophy.
I said there's nothing in there but jeans and sneakers.
No, I set it up in the hotel lobby. Sit around it.
Sosa's had a big day, and he's headed for an even bigger one. He's already homered once, and there goes number 2, Lenyn Sosa. The one-man wrecking crew for the White Sox, and they've opened this thing up. The pinwheels are flying here at Rate Field, just like they did at Old Comiskey back in the day. For Lenine Sosa, 2-run homer in the 4th, an RBI single in the 6th, and a solo homer in the 8th. All 3 hits against 3 different Diamondback pitchers.
Yeah, 385 feet, 106 miles an hour off the bat. Had a lot of hang time on that one. That 4-seam fastball went a long ways.
Here is Josh Rojas.
That second homer right there made it Sosa's first career multi-homer game.
Numbers 5 and 6 on the year.
Excuse me, only in between innings.
Rojas waves at that split. 1-2. Diamondbacks in the 9th inning have 7, 8, 9 due up. McCann, Thomas, and Tawa. They now trail at 7-3. They've been out hit 12-7. Boy, Gonzo, the White Sox offense was completely shut down in the first 2 games of this series. They combined for just 1 run on 8 hits. And today they have 7 runs on 12 hits. Much of that coming against Zach Gallen, who's on the verge of dropping to 5-9 on the year with an ERA near 6.
Yeah, and I think the hard part, too, is the D-backs just jumped on them early, scored 2 in the first, and then they responded right back off of Gallen.
They sure did.
Scoring a pair.
The Benintendi homer in the first and the Teal RBI hit. Alec Thomas way out there near the track in center. Rojas retired. White Sox get 1 more, and they lead it 7-3. Alec Thomas, and Tim Tawa.
We get a lot of 4-seamers and sweepers.
Yeah, Wilson got 2 strikeouts and a 1-2-3 ninth last night. 3 outs on just 12 pitches. McCann 0 for 2 with a walk.
He started him off with a slider. These Diamondbacks these last 2 series, just finding it difficult to take that 3rd game of the series. Got a chance here. Got to try to get a couple runners on, but
1 ball and 2 strikes. McCann grounded out twice, once into a double play, walked his last time up. Right back up the box and under the glove of Sosa. McCann hit it hard up the middle, and that's a base hit. Post-game preview presented by Talking Stick Resort. Let's check in with Todd Walsh.
Guys, very quickly, we'll hear from Torey Lovello and your breakdown of this game, but I want you to stick around because I have an update from the home office and Debbie Castaldo, the organic support to the Diamondbacks Foundation that started in the name of Ketel Marte's mother. I'll give you the number that they've raised thus far, but the outreach is remarkable. It has been global. It has come from every corner of baseball and beyond. We'll get that to you on the post-game show coming up in just a bit.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. Baseball fans from all over have really contributed to that. All in honor of Ketel Marte's mother, all to benefit the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation. The donations coming in her name. So thanks to everyone out there who has supported the Diamondbacks and Ketel Marte, and that includes the Chicago White Sox. We want to thank them. Big rip by Alec Thomas.
And the Diamondbacks Foundation has been doing this phenomenal job here for so many years, impacting so many people around the valley and throughout the state of Arizona. Just another positive thing that they do. Debbie Castaldo and her staff.
And it just goes to show you how so much good can come out of something so terrible and uncalled for. And
right,
we want to thank the great job that MLB did, Gonzo, in banning that fan.
They did it in a hurry, too. They didn't waste any time. They turned a negative into positive.
Banned indefinitely from every major league ballpark, not just here. Teal hangs on to the foul tip, and Wilson gets the strikeout. Here's Tim Tawa. We've seen Tim, and we talked with Torey about this, trying to let the ball travel a little bit deeper in the zone, just trying to push it out there to right field and get back on track offensively that way. And he's flied out there a couple of times, trying to hit it the other way. And the contact has been solid. It just hadn't had any results, but Tim's offensive game, as great as he's looked defensively, he's hit a little bit of a dry spell with the bat, and that's how they like to fix it. And I've heard that from players like you all the time. If the swing's not where you want, just try to hit the ball the other way and then work backward, right?
Yep, stay to the middle of the field. Try to use the other side of the field.
But, I mean, no matter where you put him, it looks like he's played wherever that is his whole career. Third base, center field, doesn't matter. First base. He's played a very solid third in this series for the most part. And Tawa rips it the other way down the line and hooked it foul. Got out in front of a sweeper. Well, this is game 9 of 9. 3 different states, 2 different countries. Road trip comes to an end here in Chicago. We fly back home tonight, day off tomorrow. Back at it at Chase Field to start a long homestand. Friday against the Marlins. dbacks.com for your tickets. First of 3 against the Marlins on Friday. And then a 4-game set against Rafael Devers and the Giants all next week before Bobby Witt Jr. and the Kansas City Royals come to town 4th of July weekend for a 3-game set. So come on down. A lot of chances to see the Diamondbacks on this homestand. And Tawa lines it to left. Benintendi gets to the spot. And there's 2 outs in the 9th. Well, Gonzo, we said after the game last night if they could win this one, get the sweep, go 6-3 on the road trip, that would probably be like a B+.
Right.
And you'd be happy with that, I think. What do you think about a little less than that?
Well, I mean,
5-4.
Yeah, I mean, not where you wanted it to be, but considering all the circumstances that they've had to overcome here with all the injuries, you're missing a few of your key players the last 3 or 4 games at least.
Been a lot to contend with. 9 games in 9 days, all on the road. McCann will take second unopposed.
They just haven't been able to get on a hot run and stay on it. They've had some flashes of it.
Well, they lost that opener in a crushing defeat at Toronto. They could have won 2 or 3 there. They dropped the finale against Colorado, and they're about to drop this one, barring a miracle comeback. So they'll chug back home. It looks like 41-39 after 80 games, 2 games over 500. Tomorrow or Friday will be the mathematical midpoint of the season, game number 81. On the corner for a strike. Merrill Kelly, Brandon Pfaadt, Eduardo Rodriguez will go in that Marlins series starting on Friday. A reminder, fans, we've got a couple of day games in that series, both 1 o'clock starts Saturday and Sunday, so we're with you Saturday afternoon and Sunday afternoon after the night game Friday. tbacks.com/place to get your tickets. 3-1 on Geraldo Perdomo. Popped it up. Teal, a catcher behind the plate. And nobody's going to get there. The wind got it. And Perdomo lived to fight another day. There has been a steady wind blowing straight in from left center field, and it swirls around this ballpark a bit.
Yeah, that thing was up there, but you could see Teal, once he turned around, he was trying to locate the ball.
Now it's got to get dressed again. Well, White Sox fans, 25-55, 30 games under 500. They're on their feet as their White Sox look to snap a 6-game home losing streak and get the finale here against the Diamondbacks. 3-2 on Perdomo. Sosa's got it on the high hop, and the White Sox have got a 7-3 win. The Diamondbacks take 2 of 3 in Chicago. They get their second consecutive series win, but they settle for a 5-4 mark on this 9-game trip.
Yeah, the last 2 away games here, the last 2 trips here to Colorado and here, it's an opportunity to take the sweep, just weren't able to do it. Just another tough loss for the Diamondbacks this afternoon.
And another difficult day for Zach Gallen, who gave up 5 earned